welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into the science behind a major herb from traditional Chinese medicine, Astragalus membranaceus. Our mission: to figure out why this ancient remedy, Huangqi, is now seen as this really cutting-edge adaptogen, even linked to longevity.
That's right. Huangqi, it translates as yellow leader. And that name, well, it reflects its importance for like over 2,000 years. Traditionally, it's known as a powerful ketonic.
A ketonic, meaning it boosts energy.
Sort of, but more specifically, it strengthens the lung and spleen systems in TCM. And that's key for supporting something called Wei Qi.
Wei Qi, right? That's the body's external protective shield, like your first line of defense.
Exactly. So if you're someone who, sweats easily for no reason or seems to catch every single cold going around, TCM sees that as weak Wei Qi.
And Astragalus is the go-to herb to build that defense back up.
Precisely. And that idea, bolstering your internal defenses, it maps almost perfectly onto the modern term.
Yeah.
Adaptogen. It's really a top-tier adaptogen.
Okay, adaptogen, meaning it helps the body handle stress, find balance, homeostasis.
Yes, it boosts that non-specific resistance to stress, whether it's physical or emotional.
So let's unpack that. How does one herb do all that? What's actually inside the root making this happen?
Good question. It boils down to three main groups of active compounds. First, you've got polysaccharides. They're really important for the immune effects.
Okay.
Second, flavonoids. Think antioxidants, vascular health benefits.
Got it.
And third, the triterpenoid saponins. We generally call these the astragalosides.
Astragalosides, right. And that's where we really bridge the gap from ancient use to like modern cell biology, isn't it? Specifically that derivative TA65.
Yes, exactly. TA65 has gained attention as a telomerase activator.
Okay, telomerase activator. Remind us why that's a big deal for longevity.
Well, think of telomeres as protective caps on the ends of your chromosomes, like the plastic tips on shoelaces. Every time a cell divides, those caps get a little shorter.
And that shortening is a major factor in aging.
It is. So telomerase is the enzyme that can help maintain or even lengthen these telomeres. TA65, derived from Astragalus, has been shown in studies to actually increase telomerase activity.
Wow, so it's potentially slowing down aging at the cellular level by protecting our chromosomes.
It seems to reduce the percentage of critically short telomeres, particularly in our immune cells, which is pretty significant.
Does that mean we should just be taking isolated T65 then? Or is the whole herb still important?
Oh, absolutely. The whole herb is still key. Remember those polysaccharides and flavonoids? They contribute other major benefits. TA65 is fascinating, but the synergy matters.
Okay, so what's the combined effect then, particularly on the immune system?
Well, beyond just boosting, it seems to help remodel the immune system towards a more, let's say, youthful state. We see a reduction in these old, worn-out immune cells called senescent cytotoxic T cells.
Those are the TEX-CD plus TEX-D20 cells.
That's them. Getting rid of those helps reduce chronic, low-grade inflammation associated with aging and promotes a more effective immune response overall.
Interesting. And you mentioned metabolic effects too.
Yes, the Astragalus polysaccharides, or APS, seem to protect and even stimulate the beta cells in the pancreas.
The ones that make insulin.
Right. So it can potentially help with insulin production and sensitivity, which helps manage blood sugar levels.
Okay, immune health, metabolic balance. What about the cardiorenal protection you mentioned?
Yeah, in studies, particularly looking at chronic kidney disease models, Astragalus shows promise. It seems to improve kidney function markers, reduce oxidative stress.
And how does it do that?
A key mechanism seems to be modulating the renin-angiotensin system, the RAS. That's a major pathway controlling blood pressure and fluid balance. So it has potential benefits for kidney and vascular health.
Okay, this herb sounds incredibly powerful. Which brings us to the flip side, the risks and warnings. What's the absolute danger zone here?
This is critical. Because it enhances immune function, Astragalus is strictly contraindicated, absolutely forbidden for anyone with an autoimmune disease.
Like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, MS.
Exactly. Taking it could potentially worsen the condition by overstimulating the already misdirected immune system.
Makes sense. What about interactions with medications?
Two big ones. First, immunosuppressant drugs. Since Astragalus boosts the immune system, it can work against these medications, reducing their effectiveness.
Right. And second?
Anticoagulants, or blood thinners. Astragalus itself has some anticoagulant properties, so taking it with these drugs could increase the risk of bleeding. Definitely needs caution.
And there's that really interesting timing warning from TCM, right? About when not to take it.
Yes, this often surprises people. Traditional Chinese medicine strongly advises against using astragalus during an active infection, like a cold or flu, especially with fever or signs of heat.
Why is that? Our instinct is usually to take immune boosters when we feel sick.
The traditional thinking is that astragalus is such a deep-building tonic that taking it when a pathogen is active might actually drive the pathogen deeper into the body, making it harder to clear.
So it's not for fighting something off acutely.
No, it's for prevention and for rebuilding after an illness. It needs to be taken prophylactically, for weeks or even months before allergy season or flu season hits. It's a long-term investment in resilience.
Okay, so summing this up, Astragalus seems to be this amazing bridge between ancient wisdom about building your chi and cutting-edge modern science on cellular longevity via telomerase.
It really is. It's a multi-target herb that works systemically, but that potency is exactly why the safety aspects are so crucial.
Which leads to a pretty important practical question, doesn't it? If the risks, like interacting with serious drugs, are linked to how potent the astragalus is, especially those astragalicides,
Yeah.
how vital does using standardized extracts become? I mean, in the world of supplements where quality varies wildly, how much extra risk does poor quality control create for people, especially those on medications?
That's a really key point, something important for you to consider as you continue your own deep dive.